Greetings, Lighthead here, and today we close out this week of video game-oriented videos with a question, possibly one of the great questions. Many times man has asked such brain teasers as, what is the meaning of life? Or, is there a God? Well, ladies and gents, today we shall ask another such awesome and awe-inspiring question, so tighten those sphincters. I speak, of course, of what is better, AAA or indie games. I know, I can already feel your minds working away frantically to find the answer. AAAs sound like the logical answer because they're AAAs, but what about all the cozy fun provided by their low-budget cousins? It's a conundrum, but fear not, general public, for we shall get to the bottom of it by the time this video is through. It's time to stick on the analytical cap and get to some hardcore analysis. Let's begin with the big boys. AAAs took it all for themselves. The accolades, the money, even calling themselves AAA sounds a bit haughty. And yet think of what their league contains. GTA, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, basically all the overwhelmingly large, complex, and, perhaps above all, expensive games out there. These games are juggernauts, responsible for an untold number of sick days being unfaithfully used up, and costing businesses millions, if not billions, and all for the love of the game. No pun intended. Much. Yes, the big boys have the pull. They're linked to the official IPs, they have nice cover art, you name it. They're the rich kids. But rich kids often appear arrogant or shallow or lacking in imagination as opposed to the poor kids. The indies, who, what with a lack of resources, have to use their imaginations to inspire and captivate and hence typically have more character. They have the freedom to take more risks and delve into richer narratives and mechanics, to experiment with new ideas and to be produced in far less time than their heftier counterparts. In short, they have the charm. You will all have a favourite game or games, and those games won't necessarily revolve around whether they're AAA or indie. No, that preference will most likely depend upon how they charm you. Do you like putting that football into the back of the net, which you can only really do in spectacular style in something like FIFA? Or do you prefer to get down and dirty with big pixelated 2D bosses in atmospheric Metroidvanias? Epic is epic, whatever format it takes, and both game types have always been able to deliver, epicness? That's not a word! So we will evidently need to expand the matrices of our diagnostical methods. Oh, fancy! Let's do so by analysing the key ingredient which scientists around the world have dubbed the fuzzy factor. Okay, that might be more of a personal term, but I'm extremely confident that it will catch on. The fuzziness to which I refer is that feeling of, well, fuzziness that we get when a game gives us that special something. We play games to capture such moments, to live key moments that would never be available to us in real life. When a game nails this, it gives us the fuzz, not the fizz.
Because whenever I drive a really nice, exciting car, I always get like a nice little fizzing sensation.
That's something else. No, the fuzz. Like a dog being lovingly stroked by its master. It gets all warm and fuzzy and content. That's right. So which type of game inspires the fuzz in us more often? Well, let's see. GTA can offer cities and mountains and airports, which could be considered a high standard to beat. The sheer scale of fun on offer appears to be overwhelming. But we are initiated, aren't we?
But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
And have all spent hundreds of hours running around open worlds, stirring up chaos. And after a while, it gets a little boring, doesn't it? Conversely, indie games with their more limited but simultaneously focused approaches tend to be far better at perfecting the single things they're designed to do, and thusly do less but with more attention and care devoted to them. Anyone who's kicked the arse off the final boss of Blasphemous will know and understand the righteousness of that victory. So it's really the moments that count, not the scale or the musical score or the millions that went into the development. It's the little things. But here we encounter a new analytical issue, which is, which does the little things best? As Spider-Man, we can all attest to the awesomeness, that's not a word either, of swinging around New York at twilight with the ambient city buzzing away below. But what if you prefer the twitch mechanics and frantic pace of Enter the Gungeon, and aren't happy unless you're entering bullet hell? Well, folks, that's your preference, and it's exactly that preference that governs your love of the game, so to speak. Ultimately, it really doesn't matter what time of game you're hammering away at, because the reality is, we need both. Big business needs big games, and small games alike, to turn the wheel of gaming commerce. The gamer needs both because we want to have the ability to choose between Batmaning it up in Arkham City, or casually flying around the towering city of Cloudpunk. We all have a preference, and it's irrelevant. The important factor is that we keep gaming, keep buying and keep completing and keep demanding more games. That we keep improving our reaction times and hand-eye coordination and puzzle-solving ability. That we always play games, games, games. Games are love. Games are life.
Shrek is love, I say. Shrek is life.
Okay, well, you know what my man Joey Swell would say to that.
You need to do better.
You're my game, Joey. Maybe we'll just say that games are frickin' awesome and allow you an escape from the mundane. From your job, from your bills, from your screaming children. Yes, games rule, and who cares if they were made by a big or small studio? No other medium has the ability to take us so far from ourselves. Except books, obviously, but we'll overlook that to make a point. So go out and keep buying games, because they're the fuzziest thing in the world. And yes, that includes your family. Games! Like and subscribe!